ask you guys something. Do you honestly think that if somebody puts subscribe at the end of their videos, that actually has encouraged anybody to subscribe to the channel of the person who put up the video? Like, to me it just feels stupid, like, to put comment, rate, and subscribe at the end, because honestly, if somebody wants to comment, rate, or subscribe, can't they make up their own damn mind? That's why I've never done that, because it just feels dumb to me. And as I've said multiple times, I really don't care how many subscribers I have. But this has been bothering me, that the JapanChannel.com guy has said that he's at a disadvantage because of, you know, the domain of Japan. You know, the YouTube domain of Japan, you know, versus the YouTube domain of America, that he's not getting enough views or subscribers or whatever. But, you know, looking at his channel, he still has 14,000 subscribers. I mean, that's a lot of people. So, shouldn't you be happy that you have, you know, 14,000 people who actually care about what you say and care about what you're doing? I mean, I care. I'm happy that 300 plus people care about what I have to say. And, you know, I don't make my videos for subscribers. That would be, you know, stupid. Like, I'd be so desperate for, you know, the approval of people I'm probably never going to meet in the real world. And, you know, I am perfectly happy and content with, you know, like, the group of people who I know I can have an honest, open dialogue with. And, like, when I get good comments, you guys know that I respond. I respond in kind. But lately I've gotten some really stupid comments in some of my videos, and I'll talk about some of the responses I got for David K. will not be reprising the role of Sesshomaru, and then some of the comments I've gotten for my fangirl rant. I'll comment the dub thing first. Okay, so, like, I got a few people bitching at me saying that I'm a dub hater, when I'm not a dub hater. There are plenty of shows that I love to watch in English. I'll you know, usually go ahead and not even watch, you know, Full Metal or Trigun or Welcome to the NHK or Black Lagoon in Japanese. You know, and not even to mention, like, Cowboy Bebop, which is, like, usually some people see that as being, like, the be-all, end-all of great dubs. And I can even list off, like, tons of voice actors that I really like. You know, like Lucy Christian and Colleen Klinkenbeard, Caitlin Glass, you know, Brina Palencia, you know, Vic Mignogna, Todd Haberkorn, Greg Ayers, J. Michael Tatum. You know, like, those are all actors from Funimation, not even to mention Carrie Walgreen, Steve Bloom, and of course Johnny Young Bosch. You know, so I know my anime American voice actors as good as any, you know, American anime fan worth his or her salt. So, I don't hate dubs. And now that I've established that, like, can we move on, and can people, like, not bitch at me about this anymore? The next bitchy thing, I guess, is yaoi fangirls. And really, I guess I shouldn't expect anything less. I shouldn't expect anything less than, you know, stupid teenage girls usually, you know, telling me I'm a moron, or I'm immature, or I don't know what I'm talking about. But, you know, like, I know I shouldn't, like, let it get to me, but, you know, there's just, like, been too much of a storm of stupid for me not to react to it. And in case you haven't seen my rant on yaoi fangirls, basically it was, like, my big annoyance that yaoi fangirls take yaoi so seriously, like it's gonna change the fucking world, like it's gonna do a damn thing for the civil rights cause of gay people. You know, when it's not. when it doesn't. It is fetishization of gay people. That's what yaoi is. And you know what? That's fine. I'm not judging anybody for that. I mean, people have weirder and creepier sexual quirks than that. And I mean, with guys, there is a ton of girl-on-girl porn. And, you know, I don't get on any guy for liking that. So, and I mean, that's your own thing. That's your own sexuality. You know, that's between you and whatever higher power you pray to and whatever you do in the privacy of your own bedroom. You know, I don't care. And, you know, in all honesty, not a lot of other people really care all that much either. In Japan, like, it's slightly different because a lot of women, like, yaoi is kind of written as a feminist thing. And in Japan, like, the women only believe that an equal relationship can be written between two men, and, you know, that's really pretty sad, you know, for me as a feminist, that, you know, Japanese women believe that they can, that, you know, that they could only be, like, equal to a man by being a man, versus, you know, being equal, like we really all actually are. But, you know, that's a whole other can of worms. That's a whole other issue. You know, the gender relationships between men and women in Japan are extraordinarily complicated. And to kind of, like, lead into, like, women and acceptable behavior of women, I was watching Beckman Gullion Chop Squad, which I finished, which I'm going to review, because that's an anime where I feel like I have something to say about it. Like, usually I like to review anime when I have something to say. Like, that's when I did Haruhi, when I did. I mean, I had seen it before, but, like, you know, back then I wouldn't have had as much to say about it as I did at this point. So I felt like, okay, it's time to review this. So, for me, it's time to review Beckman Gullion Chop Squad, because I have stuff to say about it, so look for that. And I watched it on YouTube, because that's the only place I could watch it, since Funimation doesn't have it on their channel or their website right now. Or I think they have like 5 episodes, but whatever. So some people said about Maho, who's this female character, said that she was kind of a whore. And, you know, like, it was kind of female commenters saying this. And it kind of reminded me of something that Melina Palencia said, Melina Pendulum said a while ago. That women are hardest on women. Okay, so this character, Maho, the protagonist, Koyuki, that's his name, likes her. But he, like, they're not boyfriend and girlfriend. He hasn't come out and said that he likes her, that, you know, that way, and that they're not just kind of, like, ambiguous friends. Like, he hasn't, you know, laid it out there. And that's basically what I said. I mean, so then it's like, what is she supposed to do? Just kind of stand there and be like this demure girl, you know, till he decides to grow a backbone and say, hey, I like you. What are you doing with this other, you know, dickhead pretty boy guy? Like, or, you know, better yet, just punch that asshole out. Like, I was totally waiting for that to happen. And also, she's a teenage girl, and she's a really honest interpretation of a teenage girl from where I stand. Whereas, she doesn't know what she wants. She's unsure if she even likes Koyuki, or how much she likes him, and how much he likes her. Like, that's how it goes sometimes. Like, it's not the most, you know, passionate connection ever. You know, it's not, you know, like, blazing fire stuff all of the time. So, right. And basically, my final point was, if it was because there was this other dude who she was hanging out with who was a real douche. God, horrible character, like the biggest asshole in any fiction I've come across, you know, in an anime in a while. And, like, she, you know, Maho hangs out with this guy. But, you know, he's like hot and popular and all that bullshit. You know, so, but if it was a guy who was hanging out with a girl who was hot but a bitch, you know, nobody would say anything about it. Like, people would just kind of shrug it off as being understandable. And that's kind of exactly what that situation was like. So, okay, I'm done ranting. That's what this was. Just a lot of bitching. I'm done. Subscribe! Auf Wiedersehen.